Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. J. Thanks for joining me. I have our last type of poetry for you this week, and I've saved this kind of poem for last because I love it the most, and I think you're gonna like it too. You've probably seen this kind of poem before, but you maybe never really realized what it was called. The type of poem that we're going to be doing this week and that you're going to be practicing writing are poems that are written in the shape of the topic that it describes. So you maybe before have seen poems in the shape of a flower, and the words kind of go around the petals of the flower and maybe down the stem, or you maybe have seen poems in the shape of a sun and all the words go out and it actually looks like the shape of a sun, or a race car or a basketball, and then the poem inside makes the outline of the shape. So when you look at the poem right away, you know, it's not written in regular lines like the kind of poems that we've been practicing. It's going to take on the shape of the object that you're talking about. So you can probably see right here at the top, I made an ice cream cone and I made a cloud. Just two kinds of things that I just thought off the top of my head. And I did mine in marker first and I colored it. You can do yours in pencil if you want to, and then do the words and then color it. You can make your poem any way you want. So I just wrote, I love the taste of ice cream on my tongue. It is sweet and cool and refreshing. And the neat thing about concrete poems is that most often they're kind of free verse. You know, you can make them rhyme if you want to. I could, in my cloud, I could actually write a haiku poem, and then in the shape of my cloud, in my raindrops, I could write my haiku poem around the outline of the cloud to make it look like a cloud, or I could write a cinquain poem and make it look like a cloud. So you can put other kinds of poems in a concrete poem, or as long as you have the shape of your object, it can be free verse. Okay, so I wrote, I love to watch the clouds. Now I did my handwriting upside down. You can do that too if you want to, because it looks kind of weird when you start one way and then if you've got to flip the words backwards. So I wrote, I love to watch the clouds go by on a sunny day, except for when it rains is what I wrote in the drops. Okay, so I love clouds except when they're rain clouds. So I have two little example worksheets down here to kind of get you started if you need some ideas of something to draw. This looks like a cool refreshing glass of lemonade. Here is a sunshine. This is a little example. This is a pair of sunglasses, and it says, if sunglasses were made of chocolate, I'd put them on my face and wait for the sun to shine. Then I'd get a taste. They'd probably melt all down your face. Wow, that doesn't sound like any fun to me. But you could write a cool, refreshing poem here about lemonade. We've done this concrete poem in class before, and then one of the things we've done, some of my kids, they've either added lemon slices on the inside or ice cubes. They've made little ice cubes and written words around the ice cubes inside. A sunshine, you could do that, might remind you something of summer. Here's a couple other shapes. Here's one of a seashell. If you need an outline or an idea of something to write, you could write a seashell and then maybe write an ocean or a shell poem. You can write one that looks like a flower. Here's the outline of a flower. I've seen rainbow poems where each line of the poem is written in the different colors that belong in a rainbow. Race cars, you could do animals, you could do all kinds of different things. I've seen dog poems and cat poems that describe and tell about, you know, the animals in the shape of a poem. So anything that you can think of. The ideas are probably limitless. You can turn into a concrete poem. So what you would want to do is think of an object that you would want to write a poem about, and then probably what you would want to do is sketch an outline of it in pencil first. And then, now I just went around the outside of my objects, but a lot of times I saw a really cool one once. One of my favorite ones I've ever seen is about a tornado. And the words started at the bottom really tiny, and then they kind of zigzagged up. And as the words went up describing and telling about the tornado, you know, they kind of went up like in a triangle shape. So you can make your words also fill up the entire shape of your concrete poem if you want to. You know, I could fill this, and I've seen poems, especially like for a flower, like it'll start on the inside and then the words will go around and around and around and around and around and around in a circle and fill up the entire space like in a spiral. So that's a different thing that you can do with your words. So I hope you have fun with concrete poems. I think you're really gonna like them once you get started. I can't wait to see them. You can color them and decorate them and come up with lots of different examples of poems this week. So I hope you enjoy our last kind of poetry. I'm kind of sad that our poetry unit is coming to an end. You guys have done a really great job, and I've loved all the poems that you've sent me that I've gotten to see, and I can't wait to see some of your concrete poems. So good luck with that, and have fun, and get those creative juices flowing, okay? All right, have a good week.